Yeah, exactly. And we will be getting underway in, well, more or less just a minute. Ninth round, I think, if I'm right in saying, has just been concluded, so we can probably start focusing our attention momentarily in towards Inferno. It is going to be a spicy one, ladies and gentlemen. I know we've had a lot of time, holding, waiting for an England game to finish and for the server issues to be finished, but we're ready to get underway. And our first round already started. Viperio on the CT side.
Fast play towards B. Ping going to be stranded on his own. Flashes in. Thomas finds first blood. The molly goes towards Nubox. So Ping going to be completely overlooked, but he's only good for a single kill. Giraffe, he'll find one more. The P2000 of Artist swings back in, and all the kills right now for Viperio as they hold on. 1-0. Viperio win the pistol.
Good start needed as well. I mean, essentially, you can kind of look at this as a completely different entity to what the rest of the best of 5 was, in a way, right? I mean, when you look towards kind of the previous, the first 3 maps and the vast majority of that fourth one, all combined, it was very momentum heavy. Teams, especially Viperio, were really running with the hits, and Ancient and Vertical looked fantastic for them. But this is a different entity. We've had an hour and a half break. This is essentially just a best of 1. Like it's a group stage game between these two sides, but these two sides weren't in the same group.
Yeah, just a note at the top there. Obviously, it says ITB. Look at the logos in this context, not the 3-letter abbreviations. It is Endpoint taking on Viperio. We haven't switched teams. Endpoint haven't gone to bed, and ITB have woken up. It's as it was before. It's the only mistake on the HUD now. Scoreline's correct. Amount of maps is correct. Let's watch some Counter-Strike. Second round, good tag. Ping, serious damage done. Artist walks into the deagle of Nert. So a brilliant start here. Ping now has to evacuate the site and look towards Long. Nert, he's gone forward towards Arch to pick up the UMP. But a smoke that doesn't give him an idea on how many players, or if any of them, have headed in towards Spawn, as Cyril will find Giraffe. 3 versus 4 now. Gizmi has to play more passive towards B, but actually the focus is A here for Endpoint. Ping catches the straddler to the push. It's Ping that takes down Thomas. Nertz gets his trade though with the UMP. 2v3. Viperio, despite winning the pistol, second best right now in the rifles, unless Ping can do more of that, because the SMG finds it second.
Yeah, looking a little bit dicey. This, on paper, should have been around pretty comfortably towards Viperio. And look where we stand now. That opener was a corker. Look, if I'm on, the Deagle will deliver. MHO, can he make it a second? The answer's no. 1 versus 1. And in towards Pit, he might be able to just stick this. Oh, I guess the damage, but not the kill. Ping will fall, and Cyril just about seated off. But 20 points of HP. Damn, that was close.
Way too close. Had Ping stuck that as well, I fear, maybe, just maybe, that could have been a round win for Viperio. We won't get to see a brilliant performance, though, especially for Nertz, man. To find those 2 kills, it's the entry out towards Long, then able to swing back around and catch out the second player with the UMP. Viperio nearly get themselves back in business, but it is not going to happen. 1-1, ITB, oh, sorry, Endpoint. Look at the logos, Ryan. Endpoint have an equaliser.
That's it. Early damage dealt. Gizmi, with the M4 in hand, will drop it over. He's only got 14 points of HP, and now only a P250 to work with. Tempo over towards Endpoint. They're just trying to be nice and in your face. Get a lot of banana crawl. Spam coming through in towards top wood. You two will come forward as well. Just try and clear off that close corner. MS and Gizmi, and they're in a real rough spot. Boosted up Gizmi, but with low HP, his level of impact is probably going to be very limited in towards this round. That M4 has to find some serious damage.
Nade towards CT, smoke to follow as well. Gizmi, you'd think he'd be blocked off of vision, but certainly not the case. You can have a look over the top here. Being on that boosted angle though, Endpoint should read into it somewhat and check it out, at least take care of the low HP player with the P250. On top of that as well, Giraffe obviously with an MP9, but MMS back of the site, M4A4. Got to be careful here, Endpoint, because not only are they waddling into a quad stack, they're waddling to a quad stack where there's an M4 on backside, and it kicks things off correctly for Viperio. A second kill could be on the cards, but Gizmi commits too much. MMS will have his second in the round, though. The pool positioning is not going to be good for Nertz either. It's Thomas and Cyril. It's 2v4. It's more drama. It's the bomb dropped in pool. MMS finally goes down. There's 15 seconds. That gives a chance here for Endpoint to get the bomb down, and they will attempt for exactly that. Giraffe is not going to swing in. does a little bit of damage to Thomas, but the fact that it's shoved into the post plant, there's no kits for Viperio. They're going to need to use all their will and get this one done in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, jumping in towards water. Barbecue will fall. Drop to the hands of Thomas. They're tucked into the close corners. Surreal stepping up, and Thomas will see it off. Endpoint survive a scare, but it was quite the scare indeed. That nearly went down to the wire, and nearly went to Viperio, walking away with a second on the board for them. Name fixed. It does say Endpoint CX now. And it's 2-1 in favour of the T side, and over towards Viperio. Unfortunately, the buy is going to be pretty minimal in towards the next. Only can muster up upgraded pistols, even if they want to. Not going to be great. So, low buy, eco, Endpoint should net themselves a third relatively easily.
Should. No, seen crazier things happening in this best of 5. Wouldn't be impossible. Nicely done. Max and Nerds finding 1 kill each. Gives me, will get his trade in, so it's not all bad as Endpoint will dismiss of this eco quite nicely. Damage in both worlds, but that's fine for them. It'll be Viperio that walk away with a third against them. Of course, they've got rifles in the next round to try and defuse this Endpoint situation.
Odds of fall, as expected. Only 1 casualty. Not too bad. I mean, all things considered over towards Endpoint, they're not really going to be too fussed about losing 1. They got plenty of money to work with. For Nerds, he can get a drop. I'm assuming one of the likes of, Thomas, Surreal, and HL give him that AK. There we go. So, quad AK, 1 Mac 10. Over towards the CT side. Hesitant, but off the back of the attack pools, I'm assuming we are going to see a full buy coming out from them. We're going to see the rifles on board. The only thing is, an AWP isn't really a possibility unless MMS doesn't buy into armor, which I don't think will be worth it. So I'm assuming we're just going to see the 4 rifles wielded here, because that's the way they should play it. Risking to go for a glass cannon orb, it's not worth it in my opinion.
Certainly the case.
I hope this is only attack pause even, and not attack pause, because
that
would be, go on, that would be.
Viperio called for a technical pause.
Stinky. Well, we can hope that it's not too much of an issue.
Tell you what, it better not last long, because my Mackie's driver's 5 minutes away. Sound issue. It's alright. It's not the end of the world. Alright.
Not too bad. Not too bad at all. It has been a marathon of a day, ladies and gentlemen. 7 hours and 53 minutes on the stream as of right now. Of course, that's when we started the stream. But, we kickstart our day roughly about 7 hours, 20 minutes ago, right? Because we started about 2 p.m. UK time. So we've been going for quite a while. Of course, like we said, we had to watch the England game. So there was a little bit of an hour and a half buffer there. But, aside from that, it has been a bit of a long one. 1 map left to decide, Inferno. We do have some technical issues. Who would have thunk it? In towards the final map. Not only sound issues, potentially maybe even some server ones as well. So hopefully, we pray to Lord Gaben that it is only a minor one and things get fixed. But, as they say, we're just casters. Shout at pixels, no knowledge. That is our job.
That's us, mate, especially in Counter-Strike. No knowledge in Counter-Strike for me, personally.
No, sir. No, sir.
It's just hollow between the ears, It's like nothing actually goes on. Just monkey see, monkey do. That's like my job, effectively. At least you've
I know what we can do.
Oh, go on.
I've got an update to your facts. I went researching about
the cactus facts?
Yes.
Yeah,
so
here we go.
I'll shout out the main man, Ronnie, one of UK CSGO's finest, and he provided a slight update to that fact. So it's not in Texas, it's in Arizona, and I'll read out the law for you, right?
Okay, go on.
Stealing or killing the state's iconic saguaros is a felony, which is their cactus. It's illegal to shoot or deface the iconic cactus or remove them from parks because they're slow growing, but they can grow more than 60 feet and live up to 200 years. But basically, they are like the plant of Arizona, so you can't touch them in any way. And he provided another one. King Henry VIII imposed the beard tax that every man had to pay to have facial hair. So you'd be fine because, I know you
I don't grow much, yeah. As I say.
But, Yeah, if you want facial hair back in King Henry VIII's time, you had to pay to own it. I mean, I guess it's like jewellery in a way, but you grow it yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in a tech pause, and instead of looking at our ugly mugs, we're going to let you see a lovely screen and some music. We'll see you in a moment.
I could be strong, survival on my own, but now I'm running out of hope. I need somebody else to save me from myself, a love too precious to let go. I've been searching for someone for all my life. I keep on wondering where you hide. Nobody knows. I've been waiting for someone to come around, but I keep on wondering where you hide. Nobody knows. Nobody knows, nobody knows. When I was a child, I thought I'll be alright, but futures can be full of lies. Yeah, it's never easy to find what you want, and if you should find it, don't dare to let go. If you hold on tight, promise you'll be alright. I've been searching for someone for all my life. I keep on wondering where you hide. Nobody knows. I've been waiting for someone to come around, but I keep on wondering where you hide. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Should I give it up and hope for better days ahead? Or should I keep on searching for the one I haven't met? Should I keep on waiting for you, baby? Tell me when. Yeah, baby, tell me when. I've been searching for someone for all my life. I keep on wondering where you hide. Nobody knows. I've been waiting for someone to come around, but I keep on wondering where you hide. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, for the record, yeah. For the record, for the record, for the record, for the record, for the record. Been a little too nice to y'all. Now I gotta up price on y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. Frozen. H6 all the hate. I won't get involved today. Got lost in the ballin' age. I'm flipping the bars. I'm flipping the. On record, off record. I still count wins when they doubt it. On record, off record. I let them take advantage. I was wildin'. On record, off record deals. Tell them talk to Colin for the quote. On record, off record. I still want the act, not the ghost. Running through it with the young influence. Adolescent presence. I'm succumbing to it. I've been giving yeses when I shouldn't do it. I complete ejected, but the moves elusive. And I'm barely moving, but I'm still gon' boost them. I can't work on winnings when I know you're losing. So I work the winnings and they throw the deuces. Guess I have to pivot Bringing the bazookas for the facts. I need racks, paper cash, buck a tax. That's a joke. Tell him laugh. Uncle Sam, fuck out the bag. Brody plot, but get a whack. Contract, give me the max. I got lab on my back. You ain't that, then it's raps.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, yeah. For the record.
Hello, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We said it'd only be a brief one, not 90 minutes. That's not a football game. We're back on the way, 3-1 in favour of Endpoint, and we're heading into the 5th round as there's a slightly dicey buy and a great start for Gizmy, instantly traded.
Really well played. MHL has just decided to burn in the molly. 4v4 scenario right now. Not ideal at all. Very harsh right now on the server. Something to note, Viperio don't have much utility to go with them right now, Neo. So, ultimately, it's the weapons that have to do a lot of the heavy lifting.
That's it, mate. Absolutely spot on. Artist for one. MHL quick on the trade, looking for more. As MMS will keep the numbers level at a 2 versus 2. With MHL taking damage, it was crucial that Gerard steps up, but it's surreal he'll find the kill. 2 versus 1. MMS 47 points of HP in a dream, and a lot to be done.
Not ideal, but it is a 1v2. It's not impossible. MMS slips the smoke. The plant. No, Cyril holds his back. Really well played. And they do actually find themselves a 4th on the board there, Endpoint. Viperio losing out against the rifle buyer means they're back to pistols, and Endpoint should be able to take 5 here on the T side. So already starting things off on the right foot.
Yeah, should be able to. 4-1, but of course for Viperio, I think a little bit of a shock factor playing in. A bit of a, well, I feel rough on the system, right? Because everything was starting to look like it potentially, there was a world in which they could get back into this game, and Endpoint have kind of halted those plans pretty immediately. Also coming towards apartments, but snading towards Banana will tag down Nerds to 49. And these pistols don't take any damage they can get right now.
Not ideal in the slightest. Surreal taking a fight with the pistol. Got to be careful not to lose his life completely. Smoke lands in front of the CT hold of MMS, but opting to keep his life rather than to risk it. Surreal, he'll be able to catch out Giraffe anyway, so a 5v4, you're expecting these rifles to convert, and as long as they're kind of drip-fed the damage and the frags, then it shouldn't be much of a worry.
Yeah, should be seen off relatively easy. You know, for Viperio, in this sort of situation, if they can pick themselves up an AK, that'd be such a nice addition going in towards the next round, where the economy is still, you know, slightly rough, around the edges especially. So to be walking away with 2 seems even, out of the sight, but, getting themselves 1 AK would be nice. Group up, gamble stack, which you see them doing over towards B, but that's with the bombs heading as well. It's only ping on the other side of the map, and in comes the util, but Surreal's flanking, and this should be easy. 1 in towards Nubox spotted, but he can't quite convert the kill.
Artist is letting them run into the site, and there you go. He's able to sideswipe the CT push, and now he has an AK. MMS needs to stay alive as best as he can, but overwhelmed by just numbers is enough. A nice shot from Artist to try and deny the plant, but it's actually his teammate that takes the fall, and eventually MHL will find the frag for Endpoint to make it 5. We're getting there. We are getting there. Sinking deeper and deeper into Inferno, but we need to see results here from Viperio if they want to get themselves back in the game.
That's it. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Exactly that. For now, 4-round lead. And I see, people in the chat questioning what's going on. We're just as delirious. It's been a long day, ladies and gentlemen. A long old day. We've had food delivered, both of us. In pretty good timing, I've got to say. We managed to kind of plug it in the gap pretty nicely. So I think the Uber gods are on our side, but
Yeah?
either way, for now, peeking in towards apartments. Oh, luckily, fortunately, Giraffe doesn't get too overzealous. Just going to post up in towards balcony, but MMS testing the waters in towards banana. This could work wonders.
Nertz is on the other side of the smoke. He's able to catch the player that throw the util MMS. What a brilliant B-hold. Standing in the middle of banana. He does not stop to take a fight, and he wins them both. Nertz and Thomas removed. The smoke towards bottom B will give him some space to exit, and that's more like it for Viperio. Smoke towards long, but Artist hold him from short. Orp v Orp. MHL hit by the bullet train that is the Irish Orper. And it's Surreal and Mighty Max 2v5. Listen, Endpoint have got a good buffer. It doesn't matter critically if they lose this round. But certainly if all 5 survive, Viperio can start to get the ball rolling.
Well, 5 versus 2, as you mentioned, for Max and Surreal. Yes, they've got economy left to work with, but, I mean, the decision, what do they do here? Where do they try and go? Over towards B? It's actually the right call, because you look, only one player set up. Gives me slag up on the smoke. Spots the leg. Gonna drop Molotov into his front side. Deny that pressure. 30 seconds on the clock. Time is ticking, and they don't have a lot of Endpoint.
Mighty Max over the top of the smoke. Finds Gizmy. There's your first of 5. Right clicks the flash on in, trying to blind the AWP up. At least forces the hand of Artist as he punches in the digits. More importantly, there's no CT hold. It's a decoy that's thrown to try and bait in Surreal. Mighty Max has got himself a second. Not quite the third Giraffe from Banana. And now it's Surreal in the clutch. Should be holding the angle. Artist is able to pick it up, and that's a second on the board for Viperio.
They're starting to mount somewhat of a comeback. The question is, can they keep up the consistency and put consecutive rounds on the board? It's easier said than done. You got Endpoint on the other side of the server, but for now, it's better. Much, much better for Viperio. Can they be the first side in, what, 7 seasons?
It'd be
to
8
take
seasons,
down. Yeah, it's the 8th season. 7 in a row, Endpoint have won. It'll be the first in 8 seasons to take down Endpoint. Endpoint, 9 from the last 12, 7 in a row. Looking for the all-elusive 10th. But Viperio standing in their way and hoping to mount even more of a comeback here. On this CT side, it's the best time to do it.
Viperio definitely showing some bite here, though, on the CT side. If that one round is a showcase to what the rest of the half has in store, certainly would be happy. Double nade set. Nertz is going to leap through the smoke. Doesn't expect Gizmy to be sticking around. Thomas will find the trade. It's blind. It's a decent shot. More importantly, it's a 4v4, and MMS caught blind. Has to fall back off the angle, meaning B could be looked into a little bit here by Endpoint.
That's for sure. For now, Thomas, just having a little jiggle peek. I think he's slightly cautious to overextend. Artist gets timing to perfection, but MHL quick on the trade. Trigger finger, lightning fast on the Polish man. As the numbers brought level, and Endpoint hesitant when they should have been confident because that B site was cracked wide open.
Yeah, they were just expecting another player to play site or for some sort of reaction out of Viperio. Instead, as you said, they kind of put all their eggs on the A site basket rather than anything towards B. Ultimately meaning they've given valuable time, to rotate. But nothing more valuable than Giraffe right now in this round. He's going to hear the smoke clunk towards Moto. He's going to be beckoning over his teammates. Ping, come join me. MMS, go deep B. Make sure it's clear. There's my first. Can't find a second, but this is a manageable 2v2 now for Viperio. Ping just needs to hold on. Needs to wait for his teammate to arrive. Dropping a molly on top of sight. It's going to force Mighty Max a little further out. And MHL doesn't have an AWP, but he's sat in mini pit. It's AKs against M4s, but both players dinkable. MHL will do exactly that, though, for Endpoint. And all of a sudden, it's Ping against 2. Trying to tap away to the headpiece of the pole. Not going to happen here. Goes in for seconds, expecting Max to peek. And unfortunately, doesn't see him coming. It's 6-2.
That's it. 4-round buffer. Endpoint are just keeping at arm's reach away. As they stand, they're just trying to deny any of that presence. Just trying to deny Viperio ever really getting comfortable on towards their CT side. And where we stand right now, for Endpoint, I don't think they're complaining too much. They're looking all the more comfortable. Viperio buy-in towards Run of an Eye is going to be minimal. You see an MP9 picked up and a few upgraded pistols, but the goal is to stick around that 2k mark to have money in towards the neck. It more or less gives Endpoint a 7th. And on T side, they are flying right now.
As you said, that's already such a lead. You know, context speaking, even if it goes 9-6, right? And, you know, Viperio somehow pull out the rest. 6 rounds is considered plenty, T-side Inferno speaking. Gizmy, nice shot through the smoke, gonna catch out Nerds. Wants to maybe even stick around for more. Surreal's caught out Ping, though. Giraffe holding things down as well. Gotta be careful, Deagle. It's gonna hit through. Only the single tag, and he's waiting for Artist to sideswipe him, and a brilliant backstab from the CZ. It's an AK scooped up, more integrally a 3v3. Gizmy's backed away and plays in towards Dark. Great shot from Giraffe. Now you have to head towards B, and I think Viperio will know this. They're going to call over Artist. You need to get here. Gizmy, play your life. If you can get a single kill, that's perfect. If not, no worries. But even then, Giraffe, look how fast he is towards Banana. It doesn't matter if Gizmy goes down. They're not expecting such a fast play from Banana. Thomas is going to punch in the digits. Mighty Max continues to hold, and Giraffe will line them up. It's 3 on the board for Viperio.
That's stunning. That is really well played. I mean, even though Gizmy doesn't get a kill, he does his job. All he has to do is buy time. Just be annoying in a way, right? It's as simple as that. Allow for Giraffe and Artist to rotate in. And that split they were going through as well, coming through Banana, coming through CT, always leaves Endpoint double guessing. They know there's 3, but they have no information of where they are or where they're coming from. Really well played. And they've just chipped that deficit down to 3. Now, pause to come through, hopefully. Bloody hell, hopefully. Attack pause. Woo! We just got confirmation. It's only attack, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get worried. I wasn't. Not at all. Don't worry. Don't you worry. 6-3, as we stand. Viperio, they've started to have a conversation on their CT side. It's been a little bit dicey so far this CT, not as confident as what we've seen in previous maps, especially when we look back towards Ancient and Vertigo, where we saw some really good work from them. Even Mirage on the CT side, moments of brilliance so far in Inferno. It's been a little bit all over the place, not quite in control as they were, but it's still early doors. Only heading into round number 10 right now. It's not the end of the world. Only a third of the way there in regulation.
6-3. Viperio, at least an attempt to close the gap shall be made. Artist having a look in towards middle right now. Doesn't play for the swing, doesn't play for the peak deep towards ramp. Instead, he's just holding the mid run out, making sure Endpoint don't want to do anything fast towards the hub of the map. A molly towards second mid, trying to force a balcony play, or at least the absence of one. In the meantime, a flashbang to go with it, and Endpoint play quite passive right now. 2 towards ramp, 2 towards bottom Banana. Surreal that lurks towards T apartments. Really giving Viperio no way to make it a 5v4.
That's it for now. Endpoint doubling back over towards A, going to show a bit of presence there. I mean, with how they're set up right now, there's no need to be too hasty in Endpoint's decision making, right? The bomb's still in towards mid. They can have a little look in towards top B, as Nertz was doing, and allow for him just to bait out the utility, which he is, and done a pretty decent job of, while the rest rotate and look over towards A.
It's Giraffe at the end of apartment, standing on the balcony. Can't find Surreal. It's a laboured spray. It requires Ping's assistance. Artist misses a sitter. 4v3. Nade lands on top of him. Smoke will block vision. Certainly not going to be ideal here for a Viperio chance until Artist hit one of those.
I think even still, a safe call seems like it's probably the safe call. Because there's no way they're getting back in. The util dropped in towards Motor. That smoke is enough to buy time and take that down. But Artist finds yet one more through the smoke, and now a lifeline extended. Looking for more. They're swinging in. Mighty Mac has to come up huge, but the IGL will fall. And it's Nertz, the firepower, the top tier player in towards Endpoint. And it's nowhere to be seen. They'll just think at the defuse. What a round. Artist. Brilliance from the IGL.
Sick stuff. Viperio make the retake look doable. As soon as you lost the apartment's hold of Giraffe, I thought, that's it, it's the round gone, especially when Ping's traded outright and then the AWP doesn't hit the player falling off of the balcony into mini pit. You thought maybe that round was out of Viperio's grasp, but merely Endpoint only had their fingertips on it. Viperio swiped that one away and forced them, well, into a bit of a weird one, because there's sure an AK on Nertz, but majoritively speaking, this is a pistol buy here. The Endpoint CEX side, one that Viperio will be more than happy using to make it 5-6.
Yeah, that's it. For now, slow, methodical approach coming through here for Endpoint. I mean, with one AK in the hands of Nerds, you can't really expect too much to be brought to the table in terms of this being a dominant T-side round. It should be pretty easy to chalk up. Gizmy does nearly get spotted out. Smoke will come through. Oh, we do have a bit of time. I'm not saying do it now, but I know we've got a lovely observer, Randall, in the call. At some point, Randall, if they ever go into T-Apps, just have a little look-see on that monitor. See if we're one of the lucky times. The one in 86, I think I'm right in saying?
Yeah, it's
that
like one in
shows,
85, 86.
I think I'm right in saying it's 86. I thought it was 83, but I think someone corrected me to 86. That there's it shows CS 1.1 on the monitor. It's a rare occasion. I've never had it on broadcast. I had it once on broadcast.
I had it with you. I remember.
Yes, yeah. Was it the RMR? I think potentially.
I think it was Prem.
Oh, maybe it might have been. Well,
Maybe.
Randall, if you get a choice, if you get a chance, even not a choice, if you get a chance, of course it is your choice. But have a little look into towards
mate.
T-Apps.
It's like it's at the edge of a balcony, right? Like just in the balcony room on the right-hand side.
Yes,
I'm not too
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Like you can just like
No, but
free
it's
can
back
it
in
over.
TS, by kind of by kitchen, where people
Oh, is
save.
it?
Yeah. It's like where the sofas are, basically. Right by where people save. Where the sofas are, kind of like second mid, that area. It's like a little door.
I thought it was a lot closer than that. I thought it was
No.
It was just like where balcony is, like on the other side of that, like in apartments, quite close.
It's just up there, just right there, right in front of So we'll have a look in the next pause at some point. We've been given confirmation. For now, though, we get back to the game, ladies and gentlemen. We're not going delirious, I promise. 5-6, Endpoint, slight lead, but there's a real chance in which they lose it here because Viperio hot on their tails.
Starting to close that gap even further. Now it's a rifle buy for Endpoint. Nicely done. Gizmy opening kill, but MMS. How is Gizmy alive? MHL with a team kill. Holds the trigger too long. Thomas walks into the guillotine. 2v3. That was level in numbers. Ping spams through the smoke, doesn't find it. MHL waits until the mag is empty before he leaps across, and Cyril will punch in the digits. Moving forward, Ping. Rookie error. Doesn't expect the rifle to be pushed so close. 2v2. MHL in dark. Cyril on new box.
This is tough. I mean, this is seriously difficult. Artist, I mean, he's got close, right? He's at least got it making himself and that presence known. But he's clearing into the wrong position. He's looking around in towards church. No one's there. Time's ticking. This one's done surely, unless the ninja.
Gotta go for it fast. There's your first. There's your second. Endpoint have 7. MHL nearly cost them the round with a team kill onto Thomas, but they do hold the mark. 7-5. Their lead continues.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you really can't take away a lot from Endpoint. They have looked very decisive. When they've got 4 buys to work with, they're looking really, really strong. Viperio, like we kind of said about that map number 1 of Nuke, it's kind of flash in the pan moments where we sometimes see them successful. The thing that does give me a little bit of hope, of course, especially if you're a Viperio fan, you'll be latching onto it. Some of the best work that we've seen from them has been on their T side.
And it's been in the comeback. I think to Nuke, I think to Ancients. Nuts. Tagged up a single tick by the Molly. He's got to go close in the smoke. MMS should know this. Can't allow him to escape. I'm surprised that Viperio don't dump their magazines in the direction of where you heard Nuts. A nade onto the corner and a Molly that goes deep. This is going to try and force the banana presence away. MMS sticks around, but Nuts still hits the shot.
Oh, you two will come through, trying to deny that presence. But Endpoint, numbers in their favour, 2-man advantage. And while Nerds' tag, same can be said for Ping as Giraffe. Trying to make a difference on his own, but he's sneaking his way through apps, and he might just get some timing. Doubling back in towards Boiler. He can potentially get a bit of info in towards mid, but the swing could be rough because MHL's waiting. They knew all too well that Viperio would get to a point where they're double guessing themselves and they have to look for information, and MHL would just pick them off. It's so easy, so well played, and it kind of really shows the level and the difference in terms of experience between these two sides.
I mean, Endpoint have left it very late in the round to take the A site off of the back of a 2v5, but do get there eventually. Bomb plant, no worries. I think you know how this round will end and the expected result. I think it'll stand. Endpoint making it an 8 on the T side. Peeking. Tries to move on in. Spots the man. A pixel. That's all he needs, though. Smoke. Attempted to go deep. Nuts just sat a little closer. Artist now with the AWP in towards the coffin angle. Well, he's in, what do you call this? Ruins? I've heard people call this ruins, construction.
Yeah, I call it ruins or church.
Church is another one, yeah, I was going to say. People love just...
I feel like ruins is quite American, right? If I'm right in saying. I feel like the ESL Rank S people would call it ruins. And I think it kind of leaked over in towards EU. But I mean, yeah, ruins or church are kind of where I normally go to. But yeah, coffins I kind of leave to obviously the coffins. But then again, they got different calls for, barbecue or water.
Mate, I've heard people call it barbecue. People call it water. I think I've heard someone call it dugout before. It's like, dude, come on. Yeah,
okay,
like,
I've never heard that one.
It's just, I call it pool. And the reason why it's called barbecue is because on the old Inferno, there used to be a barbecue there. That's the law. So barbecue makes the most sense. Pool, as in like swimming pool.
Oh, pool. Oh, why was it Paul? I was like, who's Paul?
No.
Who is Paul?
Pool.
Ah, okay. All right.
Go to the pool. There you go.
There we go. Exactly that. That's a great attempt at a Scouse accent.
There you go. I'm not just good at shouting at pixels, you know.
There we go. You're a man of many talents, Viperio. Hopefully they can be some talented towards this round. That's not a bad start. Artist, the only weapon into this round for Viperio, will rattle off for one. Endpoint have guaranteed a lead at the half, but if they can limit it to just one round, that'd be nice. You've seen a couple of 87s already. Surreal, looking for more than one. He'll find it and Ping will Zeus him. That's classic. UMX stays there. As Thomas will trade it towards Gizmy.
Well, fortunately, they walk away with an AK and an AWP into the last round of the half. That would be pretty mega. Artist can maybe drop over an M4. That gives Giraffe a little bit of luxury when it comes to the utility. But maybe let's start thinking about the here and now, because Viperio have ended things in a 2v2. Make it one. Thomas the clutch. Bomb scooped up. Ping knows he's going to be hot on his heels. But where does he sit on site? Flashbang goes deep. Up close. Thomas doesn't see him. Ping will swing. And it's 6-8. It's an eco. It's another round for Viperio.
That's a great round for them to convert. Such an important one as well, because it means that at the very most, Endpoint go 9-6 at the half. We saw that on towards Mirage, and yes, that was enough for Endpoint to continue it on, and of course, see it off 16-11, but it's much better than how things were initially looking, wherefore, well, I mean, put it nicely, for Viperio, this was looking pretty bad as a start on towards CT side. So, much better. I mean, if they make it 8-7, that means 3 out of 5 maps go 8-7 at the half, which, once again, just shows us how evenly matched these two sides actually are.
Towards apartments, doesn't do much damage. I guess it's just some luxury in knowing if anyone was close, they'd be tagged up a little bit. Spam coming out, Ping. I mean, fortunate to get away with one. Artist missed shot with the AWP. So unconventional. He's been on a tear with the big green this entire series. Gizmy walks into the rotate of Mighty Max. Is it seriously going to be 9th on the board for the Endpoint side? Giraffe and MMS are here to deny it. But they haven't cleared out Pit. That's the one thing going for them right now. If Giraffe just plays Tuck, here's the steps from short. Knows what to expect, that there is going to indeed be the plant towards A. There's your first. The second is laboured and it's not even going to happen. Nertz has found the trade. MMS against 3.
Yeah, it's tough for Marco. I mean, he needs some brilliance here, and unfortunately, it kind of feels like it's dead in the water already. Bomb will go down. So for now, that timer begins for MMS to find some magic. Nertz is low, yes, but to isolate 3 fights would require some serious brilliance. But I know it's not a bad start. One will fall early doors. Looking for more as well. Going to be dropped to Michelle in towards Graveyard at the half, ladies and gentlemen. It's 9-6 in favour of Endpoint. Final map to see who's our champion. And it's relatively even. We'll see you after the break.
Oh no, anxiety creeps up on me. Is this how it's supposed to feel? Tell me when it's over. I got someplace that I gotta be. It won't leave. My friends say, get out of your comfort zone. It's a blessing in disguise. Get out of what you call home. Your name is written in the sky. It might feel just like you're on your own, but baby, it's another lie. Remember you want me. I try to work, but it doesn't work. I try to say something, but there's no word. I try to justify my actions, less reactions, heartbeat raising. Oh, it doesn't work. The doctor says take some pills, but this is not how it's supposed to feel. Upside down and in and out, I guess I have to take a break. Get out of your comfort zone, it's a blessing in disguise. Get out of what you call home, your name is written in the sky. It might feel just like you're on your own, but baby, it's another lie. Remember you want me. I try to work, but it doesn't work. I try to say something, but there's no word. I try to justify my actions, less reactions, heartbeat raising. Oh, it doesn't work. I try to work.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, for the record.
The TV that does not show Counter-Strike 1.1, but a TV that needs to, hopefully, give Viperio some extra odds, some extra information, an extra chance, as they are 3 rounds down here to the Endpoint CEX side. It's a pistol that makes the difference here in our final map of the Grand Final. Surreal doesn't get any information. They all beat them to banana, and Viperio are making it fast, they're making it pacey, and it's MHL through the smoke that finds the opener.
Great start, looking for more as well. Damage dealt, but yet to be traded. I mean, MHL continues to be an issue before Gizmy has other ideas. 4 versus 4. Bomb goes down, the B site in control of Viperio. Now, smoking towards CT makes this a very difficult retake.
Money goes in. That's going to try and split up some of the forces. Gizmy will fall. Ping does trade. Overextending. I think this is a bad transition, but it's just not for Ping. Exceeds all expectations in finding 2 more heads. It's Thomas against 3. He's picked up a kit. It's just too much to ask for, I feel like. USP against the Glocks continues to burn. He makes a jump noise on the site, and that will just only hinder his chances. And he realizes it's way too late in the round. I've got to get out of dodge. I'm going down to the bomb. Let me see if I can bring down a Viperio player with me. Giraffe, he was dead meat nonetheless. But Artist, no, doesn't survive either. But it's the 7th on the board for Viperio.
That's it. Getting ever closer. That's a really, really good round. I mean, it's a very standard round when you look on paper. It's just a contact play towards B, but it works wonders. Isolated MHL, he gets 1 and it's great, but he can't quite convert into more, and that's where the credit towards Gizmy goes in terms of extending in towards CT, and then of course Ping really stepping up to the plate as well. Viperio, a great opportunity for them to find 8. Well, a force buy for Endpoint. I mean, a 9-all scoreline is really not out of the cards here. Endpoint lose this, they go to an eco, which means that Viperio continue just ticking along the line here. Viperio then a really good opportunity to once again show how good their T side really is.
Minute 20 on the clock. Endpoint being on the CT side can be a little more favourable. Just because, again, if you've got 5 smokes, you burn a solid minute. You know, that's effectively how you've got to see it, especially when they're towards B, Nao. You know, if you stack up 2, 3 smokes, that's half the round you feel like you burn if you've timed the smoke grenades well enough. For Viperio, they certainly will feel that effect because the second smoke thrown in blocks the vision for another 15 to 20 seconds. And Viperio, I mean, they've already made their commitment. They're already heading in towards B, and I like this. They are actually going to push past the smoke and enter the site themselves. Mighty Max blind. Mac 10 finds both, and that is a B bomb site left for Viperio's taking, and a safe call for Endpoint should mean 8 on the board now for the Viperio boys.
You know it. For Endpoint, keep hold of what they've got, right? I mean, they've gone to the completely other side. They don't even want to test the waters in towards CT. I mean, even that seems like a bit of a risk. Keep that a scout in play, and well, I mean, it's just 2 upgraded pistols, but it's better than nothing, and that's all they'd have in towards the next if they were to fall. So, Viper up to 8, and with, as we said, that being an eco for Endpoint in towards the next, this really should be a 9-all scoreline just around the corner. And surprise, surprise, we're going the full distance, it seems, or at least a good chunk of it, in towards map number 3. These two sides have been so evenly matched. A lot of credit has to be given to them in terms of their longevity. They're able to, their inability to be affected by fatigue as well. Like we said, I mean, I think as of right now, we have, we as casters have been sitting in this call for 10 hours now, right? Which means that the players, it would have been similar for them in terms of warming up, getting ready for the game.
Longer.
Probably even a bit longer. So we're talking kind of 10, 11, 12-hour day potentially for some of these guys who are getting ready for this final. So it's a marathon of a day. And the fact that the fatigue isn't really making an effect just yet, that's great to see. They are not being phased even slightly by the long day.
Nade dropped in, trying to bomb nuts to an early exit. Those nades so sting, man. Like, I remember I was playing Inferno yesterday with some of the Arctic Raptors, like, management. Mate, I swear, on Inferno, I was just getting wrecked with all sorts of utility. I promise, I've never had a game where I've died more to not seeing opponents, just getting destroyed. That's a different kind of getting destroyed, though. MHL just takes their head right off of Gizmi's shoulders. No worries at all. 5v4 could definitely go a long way here for Endpoint, considering this is majoritively speaking an eco as well.
That's it. Not a bad start at the very least. I mean, if MHL can maybe kickstart some aggression in towards B as well, this may be the start of an eco going in their favour. 5-7 looking for one. We'll find it. Can he make it a double? The answer's yes before Giraffe will trade. 4 versus 2, and eco might work in favour of Endpoint.
2v4, and another kill for the 5-7s. This time it's Nerds. Giraffe. No way do Viperio lose. Another force buy they do. AK's picked up. Galil scooped up. Endpoint double digits. Viperio. I mean, to be fair to them, they have enough for AK's armor and util again for the most part. So it's not terrible. But it's just one of those that you shouldn't be losing. And a pause to come out afterwards to talk things through. It's tactical. No, it's technical, I do believe. No, it is tactical. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm fine.
I
misread.
misread.
Yeah.
Don't you worry. No, yeah, but I think for Viperio, that's a bit of a necessary tack balls coming through, because that's a round you never should lose. And they just lose it over silly mistakes. I'm not going to include the MHL shot, because that was an absolute corker, but the rest of that round just fell apart over rookie errors as they flood their way in towards the B site with kind of what looked like no aim, no purpose while what they were trying to do there. The clearances of angles looking towards site was pretty rough. I mean, all in all, that was it was a tough watch for Viperio. They themselves, they'll be kicking themselves, because that should have been a comfortable round for them, and this game being tied all square at 9 apiece. But Endpoint, they've hit double digits now.
Molly burning at Gizmi's feet for 20 odd damage. MMS suffering a similar fate. I do believe. Was that one of the Endpoint mollies blocked, or did Viperio throw 2? I'm not quite sure what happened there. Nonetheless, Viperio are locked out of early banana control, and a second smoke won't exactly improve upon getting it back either. A minute and 20 left in the round, though, so still plenty of seconds to draw out some early knowledge and maybe even an advantage.
For sure. Now, MHL. Just jiggle beacon. We'll drop a nade of his own. Not going to find too much effectiveness. So he pops it now. And he will. No damage to be dealt for Viperio. They're more than happy to just slow things down. Look for that pressure in towards apartments. Try and get a decent amount of control. A good flash over half wall. Will in fact catch Gizmy and deny that presence over towards B.
Just waiting for the move here for Viperio. Where do they choose? Where do they look towards? I mean, banana control was something they sought after for so much, but the fact that it's so vacant tells me it's just going to be an A committal. Probably smoke towards Moto, smoke towards Long. Maybe even they play a contact game. No, there you go, right? One smoke in. A second one actually to block off the vision of Nerds on the balcony is surreal. And as he drops into the jaws of Ping, it's Nerds now that needs to step up. And while he does find a first, he uses the Viperio smoke to his advantage until Gizmy reads into that play. 3v3, bomb down, endpoint with kits, but no utility. This is going to be difficult to get back into.
It is. Trying to find some space to work with for Endpoint. Yes, the numbers are level, but as long as Viperio don't peer their head, they should be absolutely fine. MMS, he's taking damage. Same for Gizmy, but he should be okay to the Galils. Can at least take a tag. MHL leading the charge as well. Will be tagged himself down to 74. They come off the back of the swing, looking for one. Not been given anything as Artis will step up and mess the 4 on the swing as well. Low HP, but Artis will survive it. And I think for Thomas, it's just hightailing it.
Yeah, done. Gotta go. Cannot afford to stay around. 5 points of health on Gizmy. I think he's dead meat. Both players fall to the bomb, but it is a crucial 9th on the board. It's done good damage to the CT side. Problem is, the money for Viperio themselves, not ideal. They're in a position where this buy consists of maybe a couple of AKs, but majoritively Galils and utility. And that's difficult, because Endpoint, although losing the round, have the better guns.
Spot on. Exactly that. Endpoint. They made it expensive on the way out, right? It means that nothing really can be brought across for Viperio, and of all they've got to work with. That quad Galil, it's not exactly a dream, and a Mac 10 in support. Not the cherry on top you want. Viperio, they're 1 round behind. Yes, that's the positive. But the buy doesn't really show how hard this has been for them to get to this point. For Endpoint, they look unfazed. Unscathed as well in terms of the economic situation. An orbs picked up by MHL and a quad M4A1S. A lot of util to back it up to, all the trimmings and the rest. Endpoint, it's a great opportunity for them to destroy that Viperio economy and continue to push their lead further and further. And this is that dream round for it.
What a day. Things are only just amping up. Orb in the hands of MHL, Mac 10 in the hands of Giraffe. That's the kind of difference in buy that we're working with, despite Viperio winning the previous. Gizmy pre-firing all the angles as he enters top banana through the smoke. I like the attempt. Probably got the flash through. Wanted to send it in, get the early advantage, or information at least. Nothing. Given nothing. They just back away.
4 on the cross. MHL was want some information, but no frag being given just yet. I like Viperio what they're doing here. They're going aggressive, getting a lot of map control, kind of forcing Endpoint to be a little bit uncomfortable and a little bit on edge as well, which means they're trying to force them into errors. I mean, granted, nothing being given right now, but the idea is there and the principle as well. Making their way over towards B. Smoke coming through towards Coffins. One needs to go towards CT, and they should have a fairly decent execute coming through. And all Thomas and Mighty Max, they can be tested.
The powerhouse duo. Mighty Max has had a very quiet game so far, though, so he needs to step up massively for this Endpoint side. They need to find themselves on the board here, Endpoint. A Molotov towards Paul, but one towards New Box as well. Isolating these players on the back of the site as MMS will get the trade, but they don't expect Thomas. It could be an oversight. Ping lobs in the nade, but that's the bomb dropped as well. But do they expect MMS up close? Thomas does, and it's good damage, but no frag. 3v3, bomb plant, another retake here for Endpoint, but a numbers game that favours them, and weaponry to boot.
I'm going to say, I mean, I feel like Thomas and Max have potentially done enough, but that smoking towards CT does make it all the more difficult. Artis tuck himself in towards Church. It's MHL waiting for a shoulder to work with. As long as Gizmy doesn't peer over, should be fine. keep that clock ticking down. That's all that matters. And it's starting to dwindle. Endpoint needs to pull the trigger now. Swinging towards New Box. Gives me a fall as well. He needed to trade off the back of contact. And the fact that he can't makes it all the more difficult. But they have to get on the bomb now. Don't peek, Artist. And he shoots it off. But it's down to the finest of margins. And they'll just take it. They'll just take it. That was all, I mean, you hate to say it, but it's all down to Gizmy there. If he doesn't peek, they win the round, but he swings, he gets destroyed in towards Dark, and Endpoint just play a 1 versus 3 on towards the last player of Artist. If Gizmy stays alive, Viperio win that round.
$11-9. Endpoint merely lead by 2 rounds, and Eco for Viperio should see them up to 12. Unless those pistols can work some more magic. What a best of 5. And you can't say either team is guaranteed a win at this point. You can't say either team has a staggering lead or an advantage or, you know, better chances. Sure, Endpoint in the driver's spot right now. But I think we've seen how quickly it can turn around. A fast play towards B. Thomas will drop a Molotov, and you already feel that that's going to be the end of the round. Although, 2 kills go the Viperio way, at least there's some damage involved. If Nerds goes down quite early on, this could get scary, but he's able to hold his nerve for both, and so indeed it is a 12th, but at least made somewhat costly as Viperio enter the realm of the rifles.
And, well, I mean, they have to find success here. If they don't, they go back to a low buy, and on top of that, Endpoint find 13, nearly guarantee 14, and then we're in the latter stages, then we're in the end zone. I mean, for Viperio, this is a must-convert round.
Yes.
I mean, coming through as well. Galil for ping. Not great. Giraffe.
Not ideal.
He can pick up an AK armor and then a flash. Again, not ideal, but it's better than nothing. No AWP is going to be the real issue, I think, for me. I think for Artist, he knows that trying to push MHL, who so far has looked really comfortable, without the AWP, he'll struggle to do so.
It's not an impossible task, and I must admit, I'm a big fan of Viperio going for, you know, stacks of Galils rather than for AKs. You know, they're opting for the utility rather than the weaponry, knowing they've been very solid in just holding things down when they've gone for smoke execs, when they've had enough utility to survive in the post plant. I think back to the most recent buy v buy round, where Endpoint, you know, as you said, Gizmy swung into the AWP. Had they have had an extra smoke, they probably win that round, just because it delays the AWP or it delays an M4. Let's see. Great shot from MHL to kick things off, though. Ping caught on the late lurk from the AWP of MHL. 5v4 in favour of Endpoint.
As we are for Viperio in a buy in a round which is, well, it feels like must win, a necessity. It's not a great start. Ping will fall, and that's an important frag as well, because Ping has been one of the best players so far for Viperio. Just in behind Artist, the IGL. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the big green that he's so comfortable with. Endpoint off the back of that kill, just going to fall away. They don't need to take face. They don't need to be too aggressive. They can allow for the mistakes to come through off the back of Viperio and just play trades.
Some noise being made. I mean, you hear at least brackets is attempted here by Viperio. Double apartment play as well. They throw the lurk smoke. MHL's going to try and keep his eye on the short angle. Surreal here to take the first fight. Giraffe on mid-air hits the shot. Now on site. MHL will claim a second. Orb still firing off on all cylinders as the Galils try and close the gap. They will not find the kill, Giraffe. How has that happened? MMS 1v4 does find the Orb. Bomb plant maybe to come out as well. That's going to save them a little bit financially. But the question is, how many is he going to get in the post plant? The answer is 0. And Viperio concede a 13th.
Oh, that's grim. Giraffe him right and saying, I think you ran out of ammo.
Yes,
It's just brutal. Again, fine margins. I don't even think you can class that as rookie mistakes. It's not really. Just running out of ammo. It's brutal. But it's so costly because Endpoint go 4 rounds ahead. And they go through away from the all-elusive 16 and seeing themselves to a 10th title and an 8th consecutive.
Scary. Very scary here. Viperio, knife's edge. Money starting to dwindle. Hope starting to fade away. Gizmy trying to breathe life back into this round, and Well, he does get 1 kill. Surreal and MHL do a brilliant job between them in mopping up all 5. 14 on the board for Endpoint. Viperio needs 6 to get to OT, needs 7 to win this entire series. And that must mean faultless as well if they won all 7. It's getting scary. Conditions are harsh.
That's it.
But it isn't impossible. You need some of that Viperio magic. They need something mega.
Safe to say it's pretty brutal right now. That's probably the
It
better way to put
is.
it. Viperio, you just really got to feel for them. And it does make you question as well, before the issues and the tech pauses and all the rest, how things may or may have differed, right? I think they're a very momentum-heavy side, and maybe momentum might have carried them towards Inferno. For now, though, round number 24, 14-9, 5-round difference. Looking for more as well. Mighty Max swinging in towards Banana, looking to take face.
Nicely done. Gives me opening kill. Mighty Max has one in response, though. This Endpoint side, the story has been, if you can find one, we can do better. Down to 3 as well, because Surreal finds success out towards A. It was a late lurk caught off guard. Do believe Giraffe walked into it, and Mighty Max all of a sudden, with a lot on his plate, to be fair to him. It's a great spam, though. Nerds finds it through the smoke.
Ooh.
Nerds! 2 kills! And that might just be enough. That might just be Endpoint taking home another championship, because Ping sure as hell isn't clutching this round out. It's map point, it's series point, it's championship point, Endpoint.
That's huge. A timeout called by none other than Viperio, and you don't blame them. So close yet so far. It's been the story for Viperio. The best challengers we have ever seen to the throne of Endpoint CEX at the top of domestic UK and Irish Counter-Strike. But they need a hope and a dream to pull this back in their favour. 6 rounds behind, and that's just for overtime. For Viperio, this is the most important timeout they've ever called. And they need something magical in towards round number 25. Triple Galil, quad, off the back of Gizmy picking 1 up 2. Artist, just a Mac 10 to his name. Can they make it work?
Head in your hands if you're Viperio. You just think the worst in this scenario if you're a fan of their craft. It just hurts to see. It just really, really does hurt. MHL, first kill. Endpoint 4 away from securing their conference spot. As Viperio whittled down by the numbers, by the second, as the second kill from MHL to come in. 28 here on Inferno. You can't argue he hasn't been influential. You can't argue that Endpoint have looked sharp. Gizmy, MMS, Artist, all to do it as MHL blind fires through the smoke. Talk about a round, and that's a massive step up. Nerds will fall 2v4, but out of one hand and into another. It's more damage, it's more drama, it's more sadness and gutting, and just, oh my word, Viperio. It's as close as it's ever been taken to Endpoint, but you just feel in a 2v3 position.
Yeah.
It's so tight-knitted. It's going to be so hard to break into B, and even if they do, it'll be costly. As MHL with 4, it's Mighty Max with the last, and Endpoint, despite being run all 5 maps, are your champions of ESL Premiership, and they get their slot in conference for the 8th time in a row. Talk about dominance.
UK stepping up, and Endpoint continuing to be the kings. What a performance, what a showing. The toughest of opponents, the best challengers we've had to that throne. But it's not to be. Viperio is commiserations.